Hello everyone. In today's video, what we're going to talk about is the arc length and the area of a sector. Now, in your slides from before this video, you learned that the sector is simply a section of a circle, right? So if I'm looking right here, this could be a sector, but for this image, my sector is quite large, right? It is 240 degrees, right? That is my theta. Now, in order to find the arc length for this image, what I need to do is plug it into this formula. C equals theta divided by 360 times 2 pi r. So in order to only get the length of the circle from here to here, I need to multiply it by the fraction of theta divided by the total 360 degrees. So step one for these kinds of problems is to identify what my two variables are. So r is my radius, and the radius is always the distance from the center of the circle to the edge. So for me on this problem, it's going to be 19 feet, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight that orange. Next, I'm going to highlight theta. So theta is my unknown angle, and hopefully you guys remember that from class. Theta is an unknown angle, and my angle right here is 240 degrees. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out what those two values are. R equals 19 feet, and theta equals 240 degrees. Now, I'll also highlight those the same color as the picture so that we stay in the same colors. So r is 19 feet and theta is 240 degrees. Now I have everything I need to plug into this formula. So step 2 is going to be plug into formula. Now I will write C equals, open a parenthesis, my theta is 240 degrees. So I'll write 240 divided by 360 and close that. Then 2 pi r, and r is 19 feet. So I'm going to open a parenthesis for that and put 19 in. And I'll go ahead and color code just so that you can see where those numbers are coming from and why they're right there. So 240 goes here because that is where theta goes. And I'm going to show you how to type that into the calculator. So I'm going to use the same calculator app that I have been talking about. It is this one right here, Calculator 84. What you're going to do is type open parenthesis 240 divided by 360 and close the parenthesis. Then you'll write 2. If you remember from last week, to type pi into the calculator, you hit the second button, and then you hit this button right above the division sign. Okay? And open another parenthesis and put in your radius, 19. Enter. And that is your answer. It is 79.6. So step 3 is just to write your answer. C equals 79.6. And I have to be careful for my units. My units here are feet, so I'm going to write feet. Now, for example 2, we are going to find the area of this same sector. So we're going to use the same exact problem, but this time we're going to find the area of it. I've got a little highlighter on it. Okay, so again, theta is going to be 240. And the radius is going to be 19 feet. But as you can see, the area of a sector, its formula is a little different. It's got pi r squared at the end, right? Because the area of a circle is pi r squared. What I need to do to find out just the area of this sector is multiply it by 240 degrees divided by the total degrees in a circle, which is 360. So I'm going to fill out my unknowns. R equals 19 feet, same as last problem, and theta equals 240. So I'll put 240 degrees right here. Now it's time to plug into the formula. I'm going to write A equals theta, which is 240, divided by 360, close. Next is pi. And then it's going to be r squared, and my r is 19. So I'm going to go ahead and open a parenthesis and put 19 squared. Okay? And I'm going to show you guys how to type that into the calculator. So what you're going to do is open a parenthesis, type 240 divided by 360, close it. Then you're going to hit pi, so again, second, then the button above the fraction sign right here. And you'll open another parenthesis and you'll put in 19, close it, and the square button is right here above the word log. Enter. And that is what your area of this sector is. Now, that's not the area of the whole entire circle. It's just the area of the shaded region. So A equals 756.1 feet squared. Now, when I talk about the unit of an area, you do feet squared. When you find the length of the sector, a length is just this many feet long. When I talk about area, it's feet squared. So that is example 2. Example 3 and 4 are the same thing, just different numbers. So we're going to go ahead and start again with the arc length. So I've put the formula up here again for us. And I see I need to find r and theta as I always do. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight those two for you guys. So theta, now here they didn't shade the circle for me, but I know they're talking about this theta right here. I'm going to highlight it orange. And I'm going to highlight this orange. And then I know that my radius is 4 inches. So the unit for this problem is going to be 4 inches. I appreciated all of the people last week who put the unit next to their answer on their task. I'd like everybody to be doing that this week as well. So r equals 4 inches. And theta, my unknown angle, is 125 degrees. So now I need to plug into the formula. So for arc length, I use this formula. So that's going to be C equals theta divided by 360. Well, my theta is 125, so I'm going to do 125 divided by 360. And then 2 pi r. So I'm going to write 2 pi. And then r is going to be 4, so I'll put 4 in right here. So r is in yellow, r goes right here, and theta is 125. That goes right over here. So step 3 is to simply calculate. What you're going to do is, again, type it into your calculator. So let's do it again together. And I encourage you to try typing into the calculator along with me so that you know you're typing it correctly. And when you do your task, you know that you're confident using your calculator. So open a parenthesis. 125 divided by 360, close the parenthesis, 2 pi, so 2, and then pi is second here above the division sign, open a parenthesis, 4, close it, and enter. And that says 8.7, so I'm going to go ahead and say C equals 8.7. I'm going to double check what my unit is for this problem, and I see that it's in inches. Since this is the arc length, it's just 8.7 inches. So that means that from this point R to S, if I were to use a string to measure that, the string would be 8.7 inches long, okay? From here to here. So let's go ahead and find the area sector, the area of this sector on this next slide right here. So again, it's the same exact image. First, we found the arc length of it. How long is this piece from R to S? And now we're going to find the area of the sector. How much area is just in this one piece of this circle? So again, I'll fill out my r and my theta, same as before. So r is 4 inches, and theta is 125 degrees. I'm going to plug it into the formula. This is the formula for area of a sector, right? It is A equals theta over 360 pi r squared. So I'll write pi, and I'll leave a, so what I did was I left a blank space for my theta and a blank space for my r. This is what the structure of this formula looks like. And what you're going to do is plug in theta. So theta goes right here, and that's 125 for me. And then r is going to be squared, and r is 4 for me. So put 4 inches right here. And now I'm going to type that into the calculator again. So open a parenthesis, 125 divided by 360. Close that. Then you're going to write pi, so second pi, 4, and then the squared button. And enter. That is going to be your area for the sector. So the most common way you can make an error with these problems is to use the wrong formula to do the task. So area of a sector, you need to use this one. Arc length of a sector, you write pi over 360, and then here you would write 2 pi r. So I'm going to write my area equals 17.5, and since this circle is in inches, I'm going to write inches squared. This means that the area of, I'm going to go ahead and highlight the borders of it yellow. The area inside just this one section of the circle, the area of just the yellow part, is 17.5 inches squared. Okay, and that is how you do these kinds of problems. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to reach out and email me. I'm always checking my email. I love being able to help you guys. Besides this task this week, what you're going to be doing is makeup work. So I want you guys to look at what you have zeros on and make sure that you are fixing those problems. Again, if there's anything I can do to help you guys, please let me know. You can reach out to me through email. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I hope this video helps you understand area and arc length of a sector.